not here today because Jorge Dominguez engaged in unwelcome advances or sexual harassment of at least 18 female staff, graduate, undergraduate students, and faculty for 40 years. We're here today because Harvard tolerated it, turned a blind eye to it, willfully ignored it, and promoted him anyway, because it exiled Terry Karl and kept Jorge Dominguez.
And he said this would be a very nice place for a rape.
In my vulnerability, Jorge Dominguez saw opportunity.
He got up from his chair and he kissed me on the lips.
Jorge Dominguez had been harassing students and colleagues and undergraduates, and that Harvard knew about it for literally longer than I have been alive.
I have every reason to believe, as I sit here now, to believe that the higher-ups in the department knew about my complaint.
But Harvard knew that there were at least 4 other complaints involving undergraduates, graduates, and another faculty member when I filed.
I am not angry because Jorge Dominguez let me down. I am angry because Harvard University knowingly employed Jorge Dominguez after what he did to Terry Karl.
When Terry Karl, several years later, brought to bear even worse allegations, she was never told that I ever existed.
If they had listened, if they had done that, it would not have happened to me.
It's pretty devastating to see people who are such studied predators, as Dominguez was, as Harvey Weinstein was, being able to figure out who they can violate with impunity.
Harvard's institutional response to our reporting of misconduct was lackluster and anemic at best, and incompetent or complicit at worst.
Elie Wiesel said at one point, what hurts the victim the most is not the cruelty of the powerful person that's hurting them, but it is the silence of the bystander.
You know, what students wanted most often was just like really simple stuff, like being moved out of a class with someone who'd harmed them, or an extension on a paper, or mental health resources, and they were systemically denied them.
I want to applaud all the graduate students in this room that have been striking, that have made this a platform, that have been speaking out.
You can't believe that this institution is going to do the right thing when you see their total failure to make any kind of systemic changes in response to what you have all exposed. And so the only way that we make this university take sexual harassment seriously is if we build power on this campus, and I think the way that we do that is with the union.
Harvard needs to reach out to these women, and Harvard needs to make institutional change with them in mind.
There is a road of carnage that has occurred here. Women whose lives have been changed and were deprived an equal education and an equal opportunity from this institution.
It's time for us to tell Harvard, time's up.